All right, guys, here is the review for Paramore Riot. Headline on this one was that it scores slightly above a 3 for me. It was net an enjoyable album for sure. Had a lot of fun listening to it. It is poppy, it's energetic, it's rock, it's quick. So another proof point that I can enjoy something that is a little bit more rock, punk based as well. But as we'll get into, we'll see that I very much do appreciate the range that these guys show throughout the album. So I hadn't heard this before, was familiar obviously with a few of the songs on here, though I couldn't have told you any of the names of those songs. So after listening to it now, doing the review, I definitely could do that. So primary reason I like this album, love this album to start, was just the opening. The top two songs are just like, bam, we are in this, and actively made me turn my headphones up. This is an album you obviously just want to listen to with the volume turned up. It was a lot of fun starting, and then the third song, Hallelujah, continues to bring the energy, but in a different way, so it gets sustained. And then you've got the fourth song just kind of picks it up right after that as well too. So amazing opening. They start to show you their range a little bit, and then they play with that throughout the album as well too. So that was really cool. I was into it at the jump, and frankly at the start of a long run, that was exactly what I needed. This is what I started my run with today. I had 16 miles ahead of me, and it really got me going. Unfortunately, this album, excluding the acoustic version of the one song at the end, is just under 40 minutes. So it was really quick. It went by really quickly, which is, I guess, good in that I enjoyed it. So some of the other takeaways from this. Oh, one other thing I want to point out, this is the first album I've reviewed that has a female lead singer. I'm sure we'll do more of those, but something cool to note. Also, Paramore has a bit of a soft spot in my heart. So Nicole and I's first dance was Still Into You by Paramore, so it was neat to actually go back and look a little bit at the history of this album. Favorite track for me prior to this was Misery Business, though I had no idea what it was called prior to listening. Afterwards, I would say the first track gets the nod. For a pessimist, I'm pretty optimistic. Just like I said, really gets you hooked, and that was cool. So in terms of some of the different elements for this, musically, I thought it was a lot of fun, strong vocals, driving guitar. You know, it's not particularly revolutionary, but it gets the job done and kind of keeps you entertained and interested throughout. It gets like a little bit old towards the end because it's a very similar style throughout, but there's enough there to keep you entertained. Lyrically, again, nothing crazy here, but there's enough for you to get invested in and keep you hooked. And I think there's a lot that people can relate to there. The range, so this was interesting. I've made this point on other reviews too. Paramore clearly operates within their genre. They have a consistent sound throughout this, but they do a lot with that sound. They vary the messages they're doing, they vary the speeds, they vary, how they're hitting stuff. So I think they played with that well enough that I appreciated the range and kind of recognized some of that. Yeah, they're not totally dipping into different genres, which is okay, but I'm still going to give them credit for what they were able to show with that. And I think that gets the point. As I was reading a little bit more about some of the reviews and different perspectives on it, it definitely has elements of kind of being a crossover album, which, yeah, it obviously does that. And I think being able to jump into those different styles and out of those different styles and vary the speeds and delivery plays a lot into that too. Overall album experience, like I said, it was fun, kept me entertained. I enjoyed it top to bottom. It had pretty good flow, and there was nothing that really stood out as a major weakness on the album. Like I said, it gets a little bit over a 3 score for me just because there wasn't anything that totally blows you away, and I come away from it saying, yeah, fun album, would absolutely listen to it again. Is it one of the best albums of all time? No, of course not. But yeah, I think that's all I got for now.